Hey, Mooney here. Okay, I've been waiting on this anime for a while now because of a couple of things. First, it's the synopsis on Anichart. It was so crazy and interesting as well. And the second reason is that all the light novel heads that I follow and know are singing its praises. So obviously I'm hyped and oh my god, did it blow my expectations away and went way beyond them. So enough of that. Let me tell you how I feel after watching this episode. The setting and aesthetic of this anime heavily reminded me of Trigun, and the subtle nod to Vash the Stampede is there, I think. It could be totally coincidental though, but that's the feel I got. Continuing on with the aesthetic, this anime looks astonishing. Every single design in this anime, be it a character design or a world asset, is meant to look alive and fit the world the story is set in. Nothing looks dull. Every single shot in this episode felt like a painting. I have to say that the world aesthetic also gave me some Derohedoro vibes. If you watched the anime or read the manga, then you'd know with how it's depicting its post-apocalyptic setting. It's just beautiful. Everything in this episode was beautiful. So the story is set in a post-apocalyptic version of Japan. This was caused due to an explosion in Tokyo, the aftermath of which was a devastating disease. This disease is called rust, from what I understand. So here is where I'm confused. Was the cause of this rusting disease the explosion itself or the shrooms? Because people throughout the episode were talking about how shrooms can spread rusting. And why did I see a giant in the smoke of that explosion? Like, what the fuck? Why is there a colossal titan there? So the specifics of when this explosion took place exactly were not revealed to us, but I feel like it was implied, so here is what I think. Because that old lady that was shown to us talking about how when she was a kid her dad died of rusting, she said she was only 8 at the time, so assuming that even at that time the disease was still around for a while, we could be looking at 100 plus years since that initial explosion took place, or even more. Anyways, the purpose of this episode, I feel like, is to introduce us to the main set of characters and the city of Gumma itself. We got Milo the doctor, who looks so cute and is such a good person. Then Milo's sister, who's suffering from a bad case of rusting. Milo got the spotlight this episode. We see him trying to help all the people in his town. Milo's desperately trying to cure his sister. He's trying all sorts of stuff, mixing drug synthesizers with the animal organs. Since from the looks of it, and this is interesting, this disease can only be contracted by humans, because we saw a lot of animals at the beginning of this episode that were okay. So I'm guessing this disease can only be contracted by humans. His sister, Pau, I think that's how you pronounce her name, has one hell of a design. I'll be sad if she dies. Her voice as well is commanding and badass, so please let her live. I really want her to live. He's also experimenting with shrooms as well, so that was Melo's storyline in this episode, basically. Now let's move on to Bisco and see what he's up to. So now to Bisco, who is labeled as a man-eater, the man with an 800,000 bounty on his head. First of all, I did not expect his voice to be this deep and majestic. From his design, I thought he'd be your typical batshit crazy MC, but he sounds unique. I love him already. I know I'm saying I love this and I love that a lot this review, but honestly, this episode blew me away. This could be without a doubt anime of the season, if not anime of the year. I can feel it. I can feel it. I know that I have my biases towards My Dress Up Darling and Attack on Titan, but even so, I can feel that this anime is special. It's going to be something crazy. I can tell. This is insane. Yeah, I guess since I'm associating a lot of things in this anime with Dorohedoro, I can't be the only one who thought of my boy In when we saw Bisco's power with the shrooms and everything. He even has red hair. I instantly remembered my boy In. Bisco's story gets told to us throughout the episode indirectly. that he's a terrorist going around destroying cities with his shrooms. I don't want to dive too deep into everything in this episode or in this review, actually, because I honestly want to watch this episode again and again and again to analyze everything. So yeah, expect an analysis video coming this week. I honestly fell in love with this anime. Like, seriously, there is an unseen connection between us. I fell in love with it. It's crazy, this feeling that I have. Back to the story. So all the storylines told in this episode eventually converge in Gonma when Bisco attacks the city. Prior to this attack, Mello was being emotionally tormented by this wacky garbage governor. Basically, this waste of oxygen was upset that Mello will not join the rich of the city despite his exceptional medical skills. Then they got interrupted by an arrow, and how I wish it hit that oxygen wasting fuck. Like, seriously, I hate that fuck. After a bit of a chaos, Bisco and Milo meet, and it seems like Bisco wants Milo to make a medicine for him. Now I'm not sure if this meeting was coincidental or if Bisco knew about Milo beforehand, like he knew about his medical expertise. And yeah, I forgot to mention this. Pau, Melo's sister, is a part of a watch brigade who's called the Imahama Watch. She's actually the captain, or was the captain. Anyways, this episode was a 10 out of 10 episode. This is a special anime. Like, I can tell there is a connection between us. I fell in love. Please go give it a watch if you have not watched it. I can't believe what I just watched. It feels like quality storytelling has taken a massive W. Anyways, this has been Moni. If you liked the review, give me a like. If you disliked it, give me a dislike. That's okay. Subscribe for more content. And yeah, bye.